live in stereo.
Hear me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, welcome home. Hope you all are having a fantastic start to your week. Mr. Fallout Helper, it is great to see you this morning. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you finally got to catch one of these, my man. Always a pleasure to see you. I am Raw Tactics, joined by True Blue. How you doing today, man?
Slightly tired, but let's push on, shall we? And let's do a RawCast. Let's chat some absolute nonsense as usual.
That's about all it is over here.
Yep.
So, usually we kick things off what we've been playing. You guys already know we have been kind of all over the place lately. Fallout Frost, of course. Beat Cyberpunk not too long ago. Uh, Covering some retro stuff here on the channel. Yesterday was fun. We hopped back into some Resident Evil action. That was a good time. Little Fallout Brotherhood of Steel on a PlayStation 2. Uh, can't hear you. Okay, so both of us need to go up. Got you. 1 second. Let me get this audio sorted. Blue, if you want to go ahead and talk about what you have been playing.
Yeah, sure, man. So I've been a bit all over the place actually when it comes to it. So I've been playing. First one that I'll talk about is Resident Evil 3, the Resident Evil 3 remake. So I had that in my Steam library for ages and ages, and I hadn't touched it. So I've been playing that, and I think I touched on it in the previous podcast, but I really love the Resident Evil 2 remake, and the Resident Evil 4 remake's amazing as well. But I thought I'd try it Resident Evil 3 one. It was on sale like about a good few months back, so I got it on sale, and I've been playing it, and I was told that it's not as good as the Resident Evil 2 remake, but it's still fun. I've been playing that, and yeah, it's what you expect. It's your Resident Evil, kind of same as the Resident Evil 2, doing the puzzles, like evading zombies and stuff, all the jump scares. But this one, I think a lot of people that have already played it, that you're getting chased by that Nemesis guy, and it's heart attack material sometimes when you're trying to solve the puzzles or get that extra ammo or just get your bearings, and you're getting chased by this mental Nemesis fella. It's definitely something. What else have I been playing? I've been playing. I went back to Cyberpunk actually after watching you play it a little bit.
Nice.
Just went back in and I'm like I've never finished Cyberpunk. I saw you finish it, so I know the sort of ending. You beating Adam Smasher or whatever his name was.
Right.
But yeah, I just spent most of the time doing the sort of side missions where you assaults in progress. I was doing that and leveling up my guns and things like that. Decent fun.
Right.
And getting all the new vehicles as well. Getting all because like when I played it at first, the vehicles you couldn't use your weapons on the vehicles, or you couldn't lean out and do them. And I noticed there's a subway system in it now as well. I don't know if you've seen that, Raw, but yeah, that wasn't there when I played it last. So loads of different little features in Cyberpunk. What else have I been playing? I've been going back and forth with EA Sports FC 25, but that really annoyed me. Like that is, it's just it's one of the. It's probably the game that I've back in the day. We were talking off stream about Rage and breaking controllers. I think I went through about 5 or 6 controllers playing that game, and I felt the rage earlier, so I was like, right, I need to turn this off because it was starting to really annoy me. But EA Sports or FIFA as it was, and I think there was something else I was playing. I was playing what was the other game I was playing? I was playing. Let's find it. Oh yeah, it was the Stranded Alien Dawn. I think I talked about it in the stream. That it's the game where you land on a planet and you build you start off from scratch, build a colony and stuff like that. Been playing that, and of course, me and you have been playing Battlefield 2042, and that's a whole lot of fun, wasn't it? That was decent. I mean, we've been playing the game modes. That game was like a kind of breakthrough game mode where it's not like breakthrough itself. It's like a simplified version. Like it's like a chain link version. I think it was. If you remember,
Rush,
if I remember, correct me if I'm right.
We've been playing Rush.
Yeah, it was
and kind of just bouncing between all the game modes. It's been fun to get back into that. It's not what we wanted from Battlefield, but if you kind of temper your expectations, there is still fun to be had. It's kind of the Fallout 76 of the series.
Yeah. But yeah, I spent the majority of time reviving you, so yeah, it was tough.
Yeah. Hey, to be fair, I have had like 200 ping on every server that we hop into. Although I'm host, it seems to always favor your location.
Yeah, that's true. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
a good workman never blames his tools, though. Do you know what I mean? Just stick
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, all right. This dude.
Nah, but in seriousness, it was good fun. I was rocking the shotgun and redacted the close quarter map.
Yeah.
That was kind of like Operation Locker, all those choke points, and then I was rocking the AK-5C, like shades of Battlefield 4 when we were taking on the what was it? What was that map we were on? I can't remember. It was the one with the containers and all that in the middle. But we did the ship level as well, and that was all good fun. I like about Battlefield 2042. It's like it's a game that you can play without thinking too much in terms of it's just a bit of a fun shooter, isn't it? Arcadey.
Exactly. It's not quite as sweaty as Call of Duty. At least in general,
No.
you have your moments, but it's not quite as sweaty as like playing the latest Call of Duty.
Can I just touch on Call of Duty? So I uninstalled Call of Duty about 5 months ago. I used to play Warzone quite a lot. I wasn't in the multiplayer, but I've been watching streamers play the multiplayer, but then also Warzone was introduced recently, and it looks a shambles. It looks just a mess. Like the audio, the audio was like, it was bad. It was renowned to be bad anyway. Footsteps audio and stuff like that. It seems to have regressed, and it's even worse. There's like loads of stuff that's wrong with it. Yeah, and the fact they've launched, a new version of Warzone, but they've only introduced a small map. I guess Area 99 or whatever it's called. It's like a resurgence map, but they've stuck with the Urzikstan map, as the big battle royale map. And man, a lot of people that I speak to that play Warzone haven't went near it when they've watched the streams and they've seen what people have been saying about it, because it looks a mess. It looks all over the place in terms of regression and like balancing guns and things like that. It just looks a bit of a S show, if you know what I mean.
Good to see you again, Mr. Fallout Hopper, Mr. Bud in the building. Nice to have you in here, Bud. Always a pleasure. It's been a little bit. Fallout Hopper was saying that no, he hasn't beaten Cyberpunk yet when you were talking about that a little bit ago, talking about facing Adam Smasher at the end. Hopefully we didn't spoil it too much there, but if you were in the streams right at that end, yeah, you probably already know that anyway. As far as Warzone, I've not heard or seen anything about it, bro. Like, it sounds like it's been a complete mess. From what I heard from Slayer yesterday, Slayer has been streaming that, very dedicated, loyal viewer over here. I've been watching his streams. He's been having a blast playing the latest Call of Duty. No Warzone though, but apparently
it's the multiplayer, isn't
it? He had some type of connection, like account issue, to where he can't even play the game anymore. He's got to wait on Activision to fix whatever's going on. Like, apparently it's some new bug. Or, I don't know all the details behind it. Slayer, if you're in the chat, fill us in a little bit. We'll touch on that a little bit more.
Yeah, from what I've seen, like I said, from streamers and like the go-to streamers for Call of Duty, it just seems like a bit of a mess. A lot of people are still enjoying it, but it seems to have regressed, and it's kind of typical Warzone. Like the release a new Warzone, usually with a new map, and then there's all sorts of fixes that are needed and stuff. And the big one, like I said, the big talking point is the audio. It's like it seems like they're not hearing parachutes, they're not hearing what do you call it, audio and footsteps and stuff. So yeah, it's disappointing to see that. I'll not be playing it.
Kane's in the chat right now. Good to see you this morning as well, Kane. He said he's been playing it, but the game's an absolute mess. Call of Duty,
I'm just glad.
every year.
Like I say, I've not even touched it, and I can just tell, I can just see from experienced YouTubers that play it all the time, and the guys that I usually watch, and they're not impressed.
Yeah. Well, one thing I am impressed with, I hate that it was limited run, but Valve recently just released a limited run Steam Deck OLED in white. Did you get to see that thing?
Nope.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful piece of hardware. They ran it like a one-day thing, and I already know that is going to be the next scalped item. I'll throw it up on screen real quick so you guys are able to see it, but I already know that this thing is going to be going for crazy amounts of money. Where we at? Right there. Boom. Look at it. I think it's gorgeous. If they had that as an option when I first got the Steam Deck, I would have definitely considered getting this, if not bought one myself.
Yeah, I've never had a Steam Deck, so I don't know. I maybe consider buying one, but I don't know what I would buy it for, to be fair. But it does look nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, doing a lot of traveling and stuff, something like that comes in handy, you know, with us being out here in Korea and bouncing all over this side of the globe, really. It's been nice to have something like that kind of game on the go. Bud was saying the same thing with Battlefield, kinda. The new ones are horrible, possibly still better than Call of Duty, but no idea. Black Ops 2 was my last one, and still playing Battlefield 3 and 4. Yeah, man. Battlefield 3 and 4 is classic. Like, they're still top-notch games. Definitely easy
I've said it before. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. BF3 and BF4 were the pinnacle. I mean, I like Battlefield 2, and Bad Company as well, but Battlefield 3 and 4. But 4 was probably my favourite. I think I've said it countless times on the stream, but I loved playing Zavod, 311, whatever it's called. Just being on those roofs, taking down choppers with the SMAW and just the straw, and playing as javelin teams, taking the tanks, and yeah, man, it's like good memories of that. And I just hope the next year when the new Battlefield comes out, it's they're going to take a lot of. Got to take a lot of stuff from 3 and 4. I mean, my opinion, all they need to do is remaster or remake either 3 or 4, and they're on to a winner. Like, just make it more like, you know, modern graphics and stuff like that. Yeah. Combine the pair of them. That'd be the instant solution, and you'll get a lot of the Battlefield fan base back, because it's a shame because 2042 they lost a lot of the fan base because, you know, it essentially just turned into a bit of COD with those stupid specialists and, you know, like some of the gadgets and mechanics, and like the game itself, it was, you know, it just wasn't a Battlefield game, was it? It was just like a COD game.
Good to see you, Mr. Sentinel. Like the name change. Nice to have you in here right now. Just use Win Later, play Fallout 4 on my phone, so it's better than a Steam Deck for me. Yeah, it's a nice little tool. I may cover that on the channel eventually. I know what you're talking about, but I know there's people in here that may not. Fallout Helper sound. You can write a book about it. Yeah, good to see all you guys this morning. Yeah, bro, speaking of the older games, it may just be age, it may be nostalgia or whatever. Older Battlefield definitely seemed like the better way to go. Same thing with Halo. For those that have not seen it, I actually covered it on the channel. We played it for a little bit. The E3 2003 demo of Halo 2 was actually brought to us thanks to the modding community, of course, always doing the Lord's work. There was a E3 showcasing showing a whole level that actually got cut from the final game in Halo 2. Modders brought that back. It's a short, it'll probably take you like 10-15 minutes to complete, but it's a piece of history. It's a piece of media that would have been lost to the sands of time if not for the modding team. If you guys own Halo the Master Chief Collection, you can download it for free. It's actually an extremely easy download as well, hosted directly through Steam. Kind of like they do with Call of Duty Zombies and Left 4 Dead. Very accessible. Did you get to see any of that, bro? Were you into Halo like that back in the day?
Yeah, I played. Like, I'm trying to rack my brains on. My memory's terrible, but I remember playing I think I played up to Halo 3. So I played
Gotcha.
1, 2, and 3. What was the one? Oh, I'm trying to think that. All my memories of Halo are basically just jumping on the Warthog and scooting about and just smashing everybody. That was my memories for Halo. And also played the strategy games, Halo Wars. I had that
Yeah,
on
yeah.
my PC. I played that, but man, my memory's sketchy on Halo. I had it on my Xbox. I just remember the soundtrack. That was the main thing I remember as well. The soundtrack, the Warthog, the Marines that you fought with. What else? And those little annoying aliens that you would, the little ones that you'd smack with the gun.
The
I just
grunts.
remember, yeah, I just
Yeah,
remember them. And I remember those the big ones with they would have those swords, the hand
the
swords. They were
elite.
a pain in the ass.
Yo,
Yeah, man, they were a pain in the ass. What was the guns? You'd have the standard pulse rifle, wouldn't you? But then you would have the battle rifle as well. You'd have the sniper. What other weapons were in that game? I liked the what do you call it? The enemy vehicles as well. You jump in that sort of purple one
the
that would
ghost, the
scoot
little
around.
fast one. Yeah,
Yeah, the
that's the
ghost. That was it.
ghost.
Yeah. See, man, my memory's really sketchy, man. I've not played Halo in years. Last one I played, like I said, was probably Halo Wars. But yeah, the first person games, man, I need to go back and have a right look at it. But yeah, I do remember having good fun, especially in the Warthog.
Yeah, some very fun games. A couple of the levels were pretty hard, and I guess that kind of transitioned us into the next topic. For those of you that have not seen it, the headline is Sony could use gameplay recordings to make games easier. So, very brief breakdown of what's going on here. I'm sure you guys already know kind of how AI works. It's procedural learning. It takes information from us and then it kind of compiles everything and comes up with its own, I don't it kind of its own ideas, its own thoughts in quotation marks. Sony's looking to do something very similar to that to make games easier. So they're planning on I'm gonna try to simplify this, like break it down. Uh they're gonna take screen recordings of your constantly monitored gameplay because we're not monitored enough in every other aspect of life. They're gonna constantly monitor your gameplay and see where people are struggling, see if they need to implement fixes. And they actually came up with a patented strategy for doing this. It's probably going to be harder to see on stream, but there's like a whole diagram of how they plan on implementing this. Um, they're going to
Right
request
away,
a recorded
right away.
game.
Sorry to butt in here, right? But
Yeah,
right away, I'm like, nope. Like
yeah,
they're going to be recording my
yeah,
gameplay. No, they're not. There's no way anybody's recording or watching my gameplay. I don't care if you're going to make my life easier. Just butt out, man. If you want to, if I want you to record, I'll ask you. Like, you know what I mean?
for
That to
sure.
me is a no-no.
Well, from what I'm understanding, like from right here, what this diagram is showing, it says, is a player unable to complete activity X? If so, request a plural games to record X. So you're already monitoring if we're able to
Hmm.
complete it, and then you're gonna ask us if it's okay to watch us after you've already been watching us and realizing that we can't complete it. I don't understand that. Like you're already doing it, crap. Why are you gonna ask now? But if you can't
What happened to
complete it,
just getting good?
yeah,
What happened to just
bro,
getting good?
yeah. Like at first they start off, they're like, is it a bug? If so, then we're gonna fix it. If not, then is it bad configuration? If so, then they're gonna fix it. If not, is it just too hard? And if it's too hard, they're gonna make an easier version. So instead of people, like you just said, getting good, instead of games being what they used to be, now it's all going to pay to win and literally making easier games to appeal to the masses. Imagine if something like this was implemented in like Elden Ring. Elden Ring wouldn't be where it's at right now. You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying? Oh,
that this is just a massive L for me. I mean, what happened to like none of this was around when I was playing my Super Nintendo. Do you know what I mean? And I was struggling on games like some of the hardest, like what was it, Ghouls and Ghosts. I remember struggling like mad, and it was just like, right, I need to strategy. The only thing I had to time to help me was magazines. Was literally magazines to help me, like
yes.
through like the tips
Yes.
section or whatever. That's all you would look
I
at that
miss
and try
those
and
days, man. I really
yeah,
do.
and then now, like it's funny you mentioned Elden Ring because I played Elden Ring. I finished Elden Ring. Very proud of that, by the way. Right, I
Right.
managed to finish it. But when I struggled in Elden Ring, I just went to YouTube. You know what I mean? If I was lost, because there
Yeah,
was many times
yeah,
you would just go on YouTube and you know, you still have to do it. You still have to do the work and like
right.
have the skill to beat opponents and stuff like that. But sometimes you veer
You
off a
need a
path and
different
you're like, all right,
perspective. Like maybe someone
yeah,
else's strategy to tackling a boss is different from what you were doing, and you were smashing your head against the wall when really you could have just went around the wall.
yeah. I mean, I would. It was not along those lines. It was more. I would kind of get lost in what to do next in terms of where to go and stuff like that to sort of complete the quests. When it came to but like you say, when it came to like I don't know, you were fighting an opponent that was really difficult. I would grind and try and do it, but then you would also go to YouTube and say, right, am I using the right build here? Do I need a blood build here, or do you know what I mean? It was like, or what weapons are most effective? That's what I would look at, but then I would try and do it myself. But I wouldn't, man, I wouldn't even think of that. See if I was playing Elden Ring and I was struggling against a boss, and then I'll be like, whoa, what I need to do here is
Yeah,
record it and then send it to
yeah,
Sony and they'll help me.
yeah.
No, no,
They can
that's
make the
just
entire game easier for everybody because you were struggling. Like that is, oh my
get
god,
that
man.
get that in the bin. Honestly, that's the worst thing I've heard all day.
Real quick, Mr. Rebel Jim, I see you in the building, man. Good to see you. Patty Dunn did it. We got Bud, Paul Denis, Fallout Helper, Mr. Sentinel in the building. Canes, hopefully you're still here with us, bro. Anybody else lurking in the shadows? Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic start to your week. Thank you for being here at the RawCast. Um,
There's a lot of them in. Welcome in,
yeah.
boys.
Oh yeah. Good to see you guys. Nice little turnout. I think this time is a lot more acceptable. Like, I know you were saying you're
Yeah.
tired. I appreciate you sticking through this with me.
Nah, it's all good, man. I've got my Red Bull. I'm fine.
Let me catch up on chat real quick. Paul Denis talking about, oh no, I need my handheld throughout life, including my recreational activities too. How will I ever succeed in life? The struggle is real. Indeed it
See, it's
is.
funny. It's funny he says that, right? And I totally agree with what he says. Like people, I mean, what happens to maybe this is a bit dramatic, but what happens to these people when they actually become adults and stuff like that, right? I'm talking about obviously teenagers and stuff that are playing these games. Are
Right.
they gonna like when it comes to a job interview, are they gonna be able to contact Sony and you know what I mean, and see how they get it, how it like get a help and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's set. I might again. This might sound a bit dramatic, but how are these guys going to cope when it comes to the real nitty gritty of getting jobs and you know what I mean, all that sort of stuff? I know,
Yeah.
like it's only we're talking video games here, but that sort of stuff sets like I was gonna use precedence, but it's not precedence. It's just like it sets a tone for how they expect to do stuff in life. I mean, again, I don't want to sound dramatic, but I get that's a bad path to go down, in my opinion. I don't like that at all. That's another one for the bin, by the way.
Right. It sounds like this thing's really grinding your gears.
Just a bit, but yeah, it, to be fair, I just when it comes to video gaming and if you're stuck on something, it's about perseverance. It's about finding like new ways. It's like, especially like the sort of puzzle like the Resident Evil that I've been playing. There's points where you're stuck. You're so stuck and you just don't know what to do, and you're having to travel back to different rooms, and it's frustrating. But that's part of video gaming, isn't it? And
Yeah, for
what
sure.
happens to like the feeling of actually that feeling of accomplishment as well. A lot of that's gone. If you're going to be doing stuff like that, if you're really grinding and doing something and you eventually do it in terms of like getting to a certain level or beating a boss, that feeling of achievement and accomplishment is like great in it. If you're, I remember on Street Fighter 2, right, playing Street Fighter 2 and trying to beat like the end bosses like M Bison and stuff like that. When you did it at the end, you know what I mean, that feeling, you're absolutely buzzing, weren't you? And you did it yourself. You weren't helping. Like you had a magazine to help you. But yeah, that I think that's setting people up the wrong way, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
There's no way that's real. Paul in the chat talking about my wife told me that someone asked if they could bring their mom to a job interview so she hold on. Bring her
If
mom
she,
to a job interview because she couldn't answer some question. What the hell? What? Oh my god, that deserves a big old fart. She deserved that one.
yeah,
That is insane.
nah, that's next level stuff. That
Nah, bro, it's insane. Absolutely insane. You want to lead into that? I know you've been going crazy about all the insanity.
insanity. Oh, are we Have we gone on a rant, are we?
Tell me what grinds your gears. What makes you
What
rage
grinds?
quit?
This is something I didn't actually. We had a little discussion off stream about stuff that grinds my gears, right? But this is something that kind of leads on to, well, it follows on to what we're talking about, right?
Right.
Games, right? We're talking about games and how they're made easy and stuff like that. You know what really grinds my gears? X-ray vision. X-ray vision in games, right?
Really?
Does everybody know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean by X-ray vision?
Yeah, I do. Like,
Like
what is
seeing
it?
through walls, knowing
Yeah,
where your
The
enemies are.
Last of Us. The Last of Us implements something like that. You don't like it in that game?
Nope, it's the worst
Wow.
thing that's ever been implemented in games in my opinion. Right, knowing where your enemy is, it
Right.
just takes all the fun out of. You know, if you're sneaking around, stealthing it or whatever, you're being so cautious and stuff like that,
Right.
and then you're trying to know where the enemy is. You're listening to footsteps and all that sort of stuff. X-ray vision, man, it spoils everything. It's like it spoils the sort of excitement, the fright that you get. Again, the accomplishment of getting past a certain area. X-ray vision, get that in the bin straight away. That
Well,
that spoils so much, in my opinion, in video gaming. Knowing where an enemy is, it's like, oh wait a minute, I'll just turn on my wall hacks, shall I?
right.
It's just the worst. It's just the worst thing I've ever seen in a game.
Bud, different type of X-ray vision. Bud pointed out Sniper Elite X-ray vision. That one, I agree, 100% is cool. But you're talking about following the bullet and seeing what it does to the body that it connects with. That's not
Oh
what
yeah,
we're
no,
talking
that's
about here. That is
no,
awesome.
that
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. That sort of stuff, like VATS kind of thing, isn't it? When
Right.
you
Right.
connect with a headshot and a super mutant and that, it's class. But no, knowing where an enemy is in a stealth game, that's the worst. I'm trying not to swear here, but it's the worst stuff ever. I'm not having that.
I
I
mean,
think,
well, with the headset, it makes sense to not have that. You know, like, why would you
yeah.
include something like that when you can hear spatial audio? You can hear exactly where someone is based off their sounds. But what about playing like from the living room TV?
What do you mean playing from a living room TV?
Like you're sitting on a couch, you don't have your headset on, you're just playing like on a game console, whatever, just sitting at a couch with a controller, casual gaming. You don't think that that's where the X-ray vision kind of comes into play, like with The Last of Us, for example? And then the
No.
Arkham games as well. Like Kane's was talking about the Arkham games when you can see through smoke with his bat vision, whatever he calls it.
Right, so like those are little abilities, right?
Right,
All right, the ability stuff I might give a pass, right? If you've got a special ability that you can't use it that often, right? So you only use it ever so often, and
right.
you can see through a wall and stuff like that and see where an enemy is. But I mean, from sitting on a couch, what difference does that make? For me, that takes a lot of immersion out of games. Horrendous. If you're playing a game, especially like a horror game, if you're playing a horror
Yeah,
game and you're
like The
seeing
Last
through
of
walls,
Us. Yeah,
no chance, no chance.
I
Alien
get you.
Isolation or anything like Alien Isolation is the best example I could give. Like, you know what I mean? There's no X-ray vision in that. It's like you're listening, you're watching everything. You're watching vents, you're watching the ceiling, you're watching everything for that alien coming out. But yeah, nah. It's just such a cheap way of doing stuff. It's like it's so lazy. And another one, right, is it kind of it's funny because a lot of these games that have got X-ray vision in it do
Right.
this thing where where you're like, let's just say, remember the old Tomb Raider games where you're trying to jump to a ledge or you're trying to figure out where to drop. You know, if you're
Oh,
hanging
and
on a
it
ledge or you're
highlights
trying to
it.
crawl somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, it highlights it. There's like a
yeah.
big it's like, oh, there's a big red mark there. Oh, that's where I want to go. It's like, oh, are you serious? It's like, it takes all the fun out of it. It takes all the work out of trying to figure out where to go. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just oh, it's up there. It's that obvious, isn't it? Oh, I wait now. I'll just look at my X-ray vision. There's a guy up there just before I jump up there as well. Absolute waste of time.
Paul Denis talking about the first time he saw the bullet travel thing was in Singularity. That is an underrated game. Singularity is such a slip-on game. I played that for the first time a couple years ago on the 360. That's something we need to get to around here. But yeah, anyway, my bad, Blue. My bad. It's like
Nah, I
squirrel.
think that's. I think you know my what do you call it? My opinion on X-ray vision and the marking of stuff as well in games. That needs to go, man. I don't
Right.
like it at all. Which leads me on to another thing that's been annoying me. Do you want me to carry on?
No,
You
yeah,
want to carry on
proceed. Proceed.
the rage quit section, right? So another one for me is like, I don't know about you guys, right? But everywhere on social media, everything seems to be insane. It's everything. Everything is insane these days, isn't it?
It is,
Like
bro. You got to get the people's attention. It's insane.
insane. It's like when it comes to YouTube, thumbnails, everything. Check out this new mod. It's insane. Where does that come from? Everything is the most overused word I've ever heard, right? And it's all over the internet. If you want to grab some kid's attention, just say it's insane. And it really annoys me. There's a certain YouTuber, right? I'm not going to mention names, right?
Right.
But I went onto his channel, right? We discussed this off stream. We got into his channel, and like there was one point in his history where the last 3 videos, his thumbnail has just got "This is insane, this is insane, this is insane," and the title is insane as well. It's like this guy. I think this guy's insane. Like honestly, this needs to stop. This insane patter needs to go.
Yeah, it's insane, bro.
Thoughts?
I was this close to using it in the title of this video today, just because
Yeah, we should have done that.
Fallout Hopper said, dude, this cast is insane. Yes, it is. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here, 12 viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, real brief interruption. If you're enjoying what you're watching, please consider hitting that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share the stream. Get us some additional exposure. We're trying to get to 1.5K by the end of March. We can't do without you. Welcome, True Blue, to the RawCast. Everyone that's making it in here for the very first time, thank you all for being here. Without any further ado, let's get back to the... Well, the crap talking, actually. Let's get back to the crap talking, shall we?
The rage quit.
Rage quit.
Back
There
to
we
the
go.
rage,
That's the segment.
the rage quit section. Oh, there's Paul Denise, like insane in the membrane. That's
Yeah.
a banging tune. Absolute Cypress Hill.
Insane is the new 90s extreme or extreme. Yeah, bro. Extreme was on
Yeah.
everything back in the day. My lord.
I'm
You got
just reading the
extreme
comments there.
snowboarding, extreme skateboarding.
Yeah, Kenzie, I would pay to listen to this man rant for an hour in a
Yeah,
YouTube
yes, sir.
video. Right there's I'm gonna have to start making money then. I'm gonna start my own
Got
YouTube
to,
channel.
bro. Got to.
Time to start making time to start making money. I'd make an insane amount of money. I tell you, insane.
I'll be there.
But,
I'll support it 100%. 100%.
Right. So the last thing I'll rant on. It's the last part of the section. I think that's going to be a regular feature from now on, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
the last part is, I know it's to do with social media again, and I'm pointing at the influencers here. But I tell you what, those videos that come up that are called POV, point of views, right? They just come out of nowhere as well, and they're just everywhere, right? And what frustrates me is, these people like title a video point of view, and it's not a point of view. It's just a normal video. It's not a first person perspective. It's not a third person perspective. What are they doing? That's another thing that annoys me. The POV videos are insane.
We'll catch you later, Fallout Hopper. Thank you again for stopping by here. Yeah, bro, I haven't seen too many of those personally, but that would definitely make me rage quit if I saw a bunch of people talking about POV in the title and then it's not actually a POV.
I tell you, no, they're everywhere I look. I don't know. I think someone's just trolling me, and they're just pushing them at me all the time. So I open X, I open Instagram, and then they're, point of view, and it's like, it's not even a point of view, mate. What are you doing? Like, this is, it's just people jumping on trends and not even knowing what they're talking about. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah, I've seen somebody put point of view, so I'll do it, and I'll try and make some money out of it. My God, it's insane. It's insane, mate.
It is indeed. Mr. Boyd in the building joining us today. Great to have you in here as well, bro. Always a pleasure to see you.
Nice to see everyone in the chat. I'm reading it now. Usually I have it off, but I'm reading now because I can see everything. I think the next cast is if you're missing a trick if the next cast isn't the insane cast.
It will be. We'll make sure to make it happen. Pure insanity. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of insane soundboards on here.
Do you want me to keep going? I've got a couple more.
I mean, if you want to, bro, if you need to get it off your chest, go ahead and let it out.
Right, let's talk about traffic. Let's talk about traffic. So we'll steer away. We'll steer away for gaming. What annoys me about traffic, right, is when you're driving, right, and there's someone in front of you, and they're going to turn into a junction or turn a corner, or whatever. People that slow right down, right, and even to a complete stop before turning. What's that?
Yeah,
Stop that.
It's terrible.
That's the most infuriating. Like, it's like, why are you slowing down so much, and why are you coming to a complete stop? And people as well, following on, like related to the driving as well. When you stop to let someone pass and they don't acknowledge you, that is the worst.
Yeah.
That makes me insane.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's bad out
it is.
here,
But
bro. Like just trying to merge lanes on the highway out here in Korea. Some of these drivers come to almost a complete stop, or like they hit their brakes extremely hard, going like 70, 80 kilometers an hour, drop down to 40 just to hop over to a different lane with no other traffic, just moving over.
yeah, I'm going to start. I know you shouldn't record while driving, but I'm going to start making POV videos.
Hey, just don't get
Point of
caught.
view.
Just don't get
Yeah.
caught.
No, I'll use a dash cam. You know what I mean? Point
Oh
of
yeah,
view.
there we
This
go.
guy.
There we go.
This guy didn't acknowledge me, or look at the state of this guy. He's nearly come to a
That'll be
complete
fun.
stop. All I want to do is turn a corner, and I'm sat here for 5 minutes. Insane.
Hey, you know what?
Right.
Those might actually be POV videos though. Your car's POV.
Yeah, my cat. But I know how to do it properly. You know, I won't be doing like what other people do and just sticking a video up that's not even got a first person or third person perspective.
Right.
Jesus, are these people thick or what?
There's something, man.
There's something, all right, insane.
I was trying not to use it. I was trying so hard. Speaking of
Yeah,
insanity, do you need to vent some more?
no, I'm done, man.
Are
I'm
you
done.
sure? I mean, if you need to vent, we're good. We're not pressed on
No,
time.
we included this section and see how it went, and it looks like it's it looks like it's decent. So if you want to hear me rant, we'll keep a wee section in the RawCast. Things that annoy me, our pet peeves, right? We'll
The
keep
rage
that in
quit
there.
section, yo.
Yeah, it was going to be like Blue's Clues, but now it's the rage quit section. It's rage quit, game over.
People who don't look when they drive, so they nearly run me over the crosswalk when walking across the road. Dear Lord, Paul, I'm glad to have you here with us, man. With that, rage quit is gonna come to a close. Game over, man. It's game over.
It's game over, man.
Speaking of insanity, ladies and gentlemen, Rockstar bringing the Grand Theft Auto trilogy back from the dead. Have you seen this? They have rolled out massive, massive updates to the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition trilogy. Mantis actually covered it day one. Like as soon as that thing went live, he hopped on and played it. It looks like it's in a much, much better state than it was on launch. It looks like it's where it should have been at launch. Oh crap, where'd it go?
What's going on? You want me to say something, or do
No,
you just
I'm
mess
good.
up?
I got it. I got it.
Are you just being you?
Yeah, autism strikes again.
Yeah. Yeah,
Latest
sure.
news, I wasn't even planning on actually showing this, but within the past 9 hours, Rockstar actually announced that they're planning on an additional major patch coming to these games. It is insane to see all this. The, the game was really abandoned for, like, when did this come out? Like 2, 3 years ago at this point? Actually, maybe even longer than, it's been a few years regardless. They really haven't pushed out any updates. I'm sure most of you may know by now, Grove Street Games was actually the one that was in charge of handling the Definitive Edition trilogy. So the way that this thing was actually made, back in the day, there was a a mobile port. So like on your phone, a phone port of Grand Theft Auto 3, um, Vice City and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas that were made for mobile devices. The company then transferred from the mobile devices back onto modern day consoles. That's where a lot of bugs and issues stem from originally. Recently, Rockstar pulled their name off of the like they discredited the company basically. Grove Street Games removed from the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Collection splash screen in the latest update. They I don't necessarily know how to feel about that. Like, granted, the company didn't do that great of a job. They were given very limited time. Um, I mean, the thing that's really getting me though, according to this interview by like one of the CEO or by one of the heads of Grove Street Games, apparently they had hundreds of fixes already ready to be pushed out to the public to be sent out as an update. Rockstar never actually released that. They waited till this latest update, pulled Grove Street Games' name off of it, added a few fixes of their own, and then just took like all this as their own. You get what I'm saying? I'm probably I could have worded that better. Hopefully you guys are with me. Hopefully you know what I'm trying to say. Blue, you there?
I'm there. I'm just
Okay.
yeah. I've got no much to add to this. I've not really. This doesn't appeal to me, to be honest. The whole, yeah, I've got not much to say about this, to be honest.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition Trilogy, it's in a much more playable state. They fixed the rain that everyone was complaining about. They fixed the lighting. That's a huge one. They actually implemented, what are they calling, like, the classic lighting mode. There it is. Classic lighting mode is being re-enabled. If you don't remember playing, like, Vice City, there were certain parts of the city that had certain hues to it. Or playing San Andreas, it had kind of like that New Vegas filter where it was like a really hazy in the background and you had that slight yellow filter on top of everything. They brought that back, which a lot of people seem to be really happy about. I haven't played enough of the trilogy myself, like the definitive edition. I've not played enough to really notice too much of a difference, but looking at people's side by side videos, it looks insane.
Yeah, definitely looks insane. Um, I, I don't know. Like, I can't remember the last GTA I played. No, in fact, it was the latest one I've got. But it got. I think I mentioned it on other podcasts. It got a bit. The single player I played like to death, but I tried multiplayer and that was just really toxic. It was just annoying. Just
Yeah.
idiots everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it could be fun though. I had a blast with Grand Theft Auto 5, man. It's just they need to let it go. I'm so glad GTA 6 is around the corner. I hope that this is not another decade-long game. I hope that it succeeds. I'm hoping for a good game because I've loved Grand Theft Auto for so long. I just don't really cover it much here because I'm burnt out on Grand Theft Auto 5, you know? Like that thing needs to go. It should have been gone a few years ago.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with the new one. Let's because I've got a sneaky feeling that it's going to be like toned down, to the current day stuff. I don't think there'll be as much stuff. But I would love to have my words shoved right down my throat and have it being as as controversial as it was when 5 released. But yeah, I think it might be a bit of a toned down version. Hopefully not.
Yeah. We shall see, my friend. On to some games that I know you will care about. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Games Awards nominees coming out right now. And some of this is kind of making me want to rage quit. There's some very questionable stuff going on right here. The main thing, a lot of people are kind of divided on Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree showing up. That is a DLC for a game. As good as that may be, as well done as it could have been, like, whatever. I haven't played it personally, but I've heard nonstop good stuff about Elden Ring and especially this new DLC for it. But a Game of the Year contender? Bro, this should be in its own category, shouldn't it? The fact that you
Yeah,
got uh Balatro, a card game, and Elden Ring's DLC as nominees for Game of the Year award winner, that shows you like who's really pulling strings on these lists. Like, you know what I'm saying? As gamers, I don't think that anyone out here was really putting Balatro as Game of the Year contender.
what really shocked me about this, and it shocked me in a good way, but I don't know if it was forced or not. And I agree with what you're saying that this particular gaming award thing it's not the gamers aren't voting for this, isn't it? It's more
Yeah,
to do with the companies and
right.
they're kind of gatekeeping and just giving each other a pat on the back. Really, it's not a true representation of what gamers think. I don't think anyway. Uh, and I was very very shocked not to see what's it called, Dragon Age on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the reason that it's been so bumped up by shells and
Yeah,
the companies themselves, where it's massively flopped.
right.
It started off not too bad, sales figures and stuff like that, but it had a lot of controversy around it in terms of pushing the message and pandering to certain certain audiences and stuff like that. And I was really surprised that that wasn't on there because I thought that those, the gaming awards that are and the people that are involved would have pushed for that to be in the game of the year. And I was really surprised that Black Myth Wukong was on it because that game, it did remarkably well in sales
Right.
and stuff like that. And apparently it's a solid game as well. I've not played it, but it was getting a lot of slack from certain like I would say like the more left side of the gaming industry, they didn't like it because they did what they wanted and they didn't pander to anybody. They were just like, right, we're going to make a game. Whereas on the flip side, like your likes of Dragon Age and your Dustborns and your what was the other one, Concord and all that, the ones that massively failed.
Right.
You can see the figure speaks for themselves. I could include Space Marine 2 in there as well. I mean, that done remarkably well in terms of sales, and it still is. I know that's nominated for as a multiplayer, one of the best multiplayer games of the year, right? Which is cool. But yeah, some of the games on here, I'm looking now. So game of the year? Astrobot, never
Yeah.
played it. Electro, a card game, whatever. Black Myth Wukong, I get it. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Treats, a DLC. Why is that there?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, that's probably great. I've not played it. Metaphor, don't know what that is, right? So, I mean, like, it just shows you like I was going to say the state of the gaming industry at the minute, but it's
I mean,
just
it kind of
no,
does. It's the state of the industry, and like you said, the people that are shilling out, the people that are actually in charge of these lists. This is not from gamers.
yeah, it's not from gamers at all. It's a big like pat yourselves on the back, and PR stunt from the gaming companies themselves, and yeah, they're just looking after each other with this sort of stuff, and it's not a true reflection on what gamers are actually voting for. I don't think anyway. I'm just looking down the list as well. So
Good to see you,
what else we
Mr.
got?
Gears fan in the building. Yeah, 100%, bro. That's what we're on about right now. Like, DLC should be in its own section. There should be a DLC of the year, something along those lines. I agree 100%, but Game of the Year is definitely pushing it. And it's not just Game of the Year. I'm going to go down this list in a minute when we get back to this, but you'll see Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree pop up in multiple locations across this, which is absolutely crazy. It's insane. And then Inner Void, we got Low Gauge Felguard. Yeah, pretty much. Mr. Libra the Hermit, good to see you again, my man. Welcome into the RawCast. Glad to have you here with us. Even though I love From Software, having a DLC for Game of the Year is nuts, indeed. Shouldn't be a thing at all, man. My bad to cut you off. Yeah, go ahead, Blue.
Yeah, no, it's just basically what you were saying there. I'm looking now. I don't want to skip too far ahead, but there's one thing that I probably would agree with. It's like looking at one of the categories is best art direction, and it has got Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. I know it's DLC, but that
Yeah,
game looks phenomenal, man. I mean, like
it does.
the very
It
first
does.
the base game itself, man. It was beautiful. I remember playing it and just being in awe of it. It's like not just like the game, like the gameplay itself. I think I touched on it in previous podcasts where it's a game. This is a game where it rewards you with like you're trying your best to try and defeat a boss or whatever. You're not phoning
Right.
up Sony and getting oh, can you help me out here, guys? Oh, what I need is a bit of X-ray vision or maybe a wee
Oh,
bit of
God.
do you know what I mean? None of
Yeah,
that. It's
I
it's a
do.
game that actually and it gives you that when you find you actually go into a chest and find a weapon. It's actually a great reward because it changes your whole play style. You have to learn that weapon and all that sort of stuff. It's like it's really like it's rewarding and it's like you actually feel like you've achieved something.
Bro,
Yeah, definitely. No, go on. What you got to say?
it just completely slipped my mind. Void, thank you. AI, great to see you in here, man. Yeah, Game of the Year nominees. We're talking about DLC being nominated for Game of the Year. Absolutely mental. But Void, I saw that earlier today just before starting this, and I completely forgot to bring it up. Sony is well, they're not, I don't think they're attempting, they're in talks about obtaining From Software. And I think that's where part of this is coming from because of course you see Game of the Year, the very first nominee is Astrobot. Astrobot are great games. They're very fun in the lines of like Ratchet and Clank style gameplay if you guys have never played them. But Game of the Year, no. You got Sony making top of the list, and then of course the company that they're looking to potentially acquire to be on their roster. Of course, that's going to make this list as well, just kind of reinforcing our ideas and ideology behind this whole thing.
Yeah, I've noticed there's no category for early access, is there, or anything
Oh
like
my
that?
god.
I've not seen any.
Oh my god, bro. Okay, side note again, early access. Did you see Avowed? I am so disappointed right now. Avowed is
Really?
selling early access, 5-day early access to Obsidian Software's upcoming game Avowed, which is supposed to somewhat be a contender to Elder Scrolls. Uh, it they're selling early access if you bought the $90 version of the game. You get to play it 5 days early. Again, for those of you that don't know my stance on that, when you buy a game and pay more to get early access, you are not paying to get early access. You are paying to play the game at launch and be a free QA tester. You are paying them for you to be able to QA test their game and them to be able to push out a slightly better day one patch when it officially releases. That is bullshit. That is game over.
man. It's game over.
That's BS. Yeah.
Yeah, very much. The one thing that I agree with on this list, though, best adaptation, Fallout. I'm so glad to see Fallout up on that list right now. Like, the rest of the Fallout, you know, Fallout's kind of in a weird position right now, but the TV show adaptation, that was phenomenal. I'm glad to see that being included on the best adaptation list.
Yeah, that's cool. And leading on to that, we discussed it off stream, but it was quite mental or insane, should I say, to see Macaulay Culkin is going to be starring in the second series, the second Fallout TV series. So that's going to be interesting. My money's on his apparently they asked him about a physics degree or something like that. So see, to me that screamed what's the little guy's the guy that developed Jet in Fallout 2. That screams that for me. Like
Myron?
begins with an Myron. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Myron. I don't know if he's going to be some sort of character like that created Jet or whatever, but that would be the ideal character for me, Macaulay Culkin
Yeah.
doing that. It's
Mental.
just be really interesting to see how they implement him into the Fallout series, the TV series. But yeah, that's a big, that might be a win, you know.
And see, here's the third time Elden Ring's DLC shows up on this list, and of course, right there with Astrobot again. Is it teamed up with Astrobot every time that it shows up? It is. No way. Hold on. Is that a? I gotta see if this
I'm still
continues on downward.
I'm still thinking about Macaulay Culkin being in in
Yeah,
Fallout.
I'm like a dog seeing a squirrel right now. My bad. Macaulay Culkin in Fallout was a completely unexpected, like out of left field, casting. I am really excited to see that. We were making a joke about it off stream that it would be crazy to see what Harry,
Harry and Marv, Harry
yeah,
and
Harry
Marv,
and Marv.
that's attacking a
Somebody
settlement.
please, Mr.
Can you
Lieber,
imagine?
Lieber the Hermit, if you're still in here, listen. I need your modding skills, bro. We need you right now. Mod Macaulay
Look,
Culkin as a playable character. And this is in Fallout 4. Mod him in as a playable character. And as a random settlement attack, you need Marv and Harry to attack your settlements. That would be mental. Oh my, I would pay to see that. That would be crazy.
you can imagine you could control Macaulay Culkin and the before they attack, you know, you get a warning before they attack, so that,
Set up a
you have to
bunch
set
of
up traps.
Yeah, bro. The
All the traps.
possibilities with that are crazy.
You're gonna attach staple guns to doors. You're gonna put blowtorches on top. You're gonna have
Yes.
irons.
We need new
You're gonna have everything in
traps.
there.
We need new traps. Like, please.
Uh,
He said he's taking
he's
notes
in here.
right now.
Yeah, mate, you need to get that in there. You need to get Marvin Harry attacking settlements.
That would be
And
amazing.
like at some point as well, you want to have Marv fighting a giant spider, just like the first Home Alone movie. Get him in there.
Man, oh my God. We need
So many
early access to this.
possibilities.
When you start making this happen, we need early access. We're gonna push this out and get you some exposure, my dude. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, back to
Uh,
the Game and Awards though.
yeah, yeah. What about the gaming award? It's the autism hitting right now. Yes, sir. You already know it, Void.
Yeah, see what I have to work with, man. Jesus.
Yeah. That's why Blue carries this show. They pay to see you, not pay to see me.
What, you're getting paid? What?
No. Half pennies, man. I'm getting half pennies.
Yeah. Doing this for free, man. I'm doing this for free on fueled on Red Bull. That's what I'm doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start Blue a new channel. And we're gonna push him to 100,000 subscribers before I get my second. I can see it happening.
Oh man, maybe I'll find the motivation one day. Maybe one day.
Alright. Taking notes on the only weapons for the raid are bricks. That's awesome.
Yeah. Stood on top of a house just lobbing bricks. Who said that?
That was AI Colonel.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I love that. Yeah, the
That's awesome. Season
bricks
2 of the
and
show. Gears, honestly, there's a lot of this that I didn't even know about. Going back to the where was it? The adaptation one? I think that's the one that we were talking about. Crap, where'd it go? Best narrative? Yeah, best adaptation. So Arcane didn't never even heard of that. Knuckles Like a Dragon Yakuza. I did not know that they made a Yakuza TV show or movie or whatever this is. Same thing with Tomb Raider. When bro, when was this released? Like I'm so out the loop when it comes to TV and stuff. I didn't know anything about these. Have you
Tomb
heard about
Raider's
those?
yeah, it's an animated series. Apparently, it's absolute gash. It's supposed to be absolute again, going back to the modern audience stuff. It's supposed to be. Yeah, I've not seen it, but yeah, I've heard bad things about it. It's not very good.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Yeah, that could be a
Oh
mod.
man.
That could
For
be easily implemented.
Bro, put it on one of the TVs. One of the TVs you can place at the settlement. There's the mods that replace the looping track on the TV with like Bugs Bunny cartoons. Put one of those in there with that on repeat. That would be what? Oh my
No,
god.
you need to put on one of the TVs. You need to put that guy that, when the pizza delivery guy pitches up and he uses that. What is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
The,
saying. That clip from the
yeah,
movie.
get that.
Keep the change, you
Yeah,
filthy animal.
it's Angels and Demons. That's the film, isn't it? I think that's the film, and he's like,
That
yeah,
sounds right, yeah.
get the hell out of here.
Crazy.
Mo with a gimpy leg, Cliff. Ah, it's so
Sense.
good. You need to get that on there, man. So many
Best
possibilities.
performance. Yeah, for sure. There, yeah, with that casting, like that definitely sparked some creativity from me. Hopefully, some of the other modders in the community take note. Mr. Hermit, kind of relying on you right now. No, bro, he's got some good work in the way too. Honestly, we may hop over there after this stream. I was kind of wanting to play some zombies in New Vegas again. We might hop back over there and continue either with zombies or the other arena shooter that we were doing before. May have a look at that. Um, let's see. Best ongoing game. I mean, dang, Destiny 2 is still an ongoing game. I really kind of forgot about Destiny after Helldivers 2. Like Helldivers and Fortnite kind of just run everything. I I don't really see that going to anything aside from those. Best
I'm looking.
community support.
I'm sorry to cut on. Right,
No,
right.
you're
I'm
good.
looking at most anticipated game, and Stalker 2 is not on there.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh
kidding?
my God, that's way down near the bottom, right? That's
Yeah, I've just scrolled down a bit, but yeah, most anticipated game
yeah,
and Stalker 2 is not there. And I'd probably include Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on there as
yeah,
well, and that's not there.
yes.
I mean, what's going on there?
I mean, okay, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a bit more niche. Like, the first game didn't really. It did well, especially for the studio. It did phenomenally well, but compared to some of this, like going up against Grand Theft Auto, it's nowhere close to that. And something like
No, not
Monster
that.
Hunter, it wasn't quite close to that either. Um, I
But hang
don't
on a minute,
understand.
Death Stranding was absolute.
That's
I mean, it's a walking simulator, that wasn't it?
that's the one that I'm confused about. How is Death Stranding 2 here, but not Stalker 2? Like that one doesn't make any sense to me right now. Just like the better RawCast you did so far last one. Oh, thank you, bro.
Gears
Thank you,
is
Mr. Sentinel.
Gears is saying, to be fair, those are all the games launching next year, and I would say like Kingdom Come Deliverance is launching next year, right? That's February. But like you
Yeah,
say, Raw,
yeah, it is.
I think it's not as it's not as I wouldn't say it's as big, but it's still I would still class it as a highly anticipated game for fans of the series, because it did sell well. It did it did really well in terms of and it's got a good reputation, so I don't see why not.
For sure. Uh, as far as, bro, content creator of the year, I must be so out of touch because I don't know who any of these people are. Techno Gamers, Typical Gamer, Usada Picora. I'm probably butchering some of these. EO1. If that's Hispanic, it's probably EO1. Queso. I don't know who any of these people are. And then content creator of the year, like, good job, I guess. Gears said that one of those is a VTuber. That that's kind of crazy. Uh,
Nah, don't know any of them.
I'm just trying to justify why Stalker 2 isn't yet for sure. I don't understand why it isn't either. Gears of War E-Day most anticipated. I know. To be honest, man, I have not really seen or heard much about Gears of War, like the up and coming E-Day one. I've not really seen too much on it. Games on there. I feel the companies making a company limit stock was a kid. Yeah, yeah. And then this list is curated by the exact opposite side of everything, Paul, without a doubt. So ones that care too much about us, they can't make these lists. Best esport. It is cool to see these esport guys being recognized. Like I'm not into esports. I don't keep track of any of this. Obviously, you guys know what we do over here, but it's cool to see some gamers getting recognized on the list. At least they got like 3 different categories for them, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the like, see, when I was in the military, esports started getting quite big, and yeah, it's good that they're getting recognition, because I know a lot of work goes into them. And it's great for people that are detached away from their families and stuff like that to be involved in esports teams. It's like, that at the time, that's something that I would have definitely got into if I was still in the military. But sadly, it was like just as I was leaving, it was becoming really big. So I mean, I'm all for esports, in terms of like gaming against, like, setting up competitions as well against
Right.
different like stations and stuff like that. It was quite healthy, like really helped with team bonding and stuff like that. So yeah, like I say, I'm all in favour of that.
See that? Okay, another quick little side tangent. That's one thing I miss about like older gaming, man. I miss the friendly competition. I really miss couch co-op. Like I cannot understate enough. I love what the internet has been able to do for gaming and like how we can just connect with people across the globe. That's how me and you are doing this right now, you know? Like I'm grateful for the progress that we've made, but I really do miss the days of couch co-op. There's, you know that there's people that are never gonna even know what like screen sniping is. They're not gonna know what screen watching is.
Yeah,
Like that is crazy to me, man. That's
I miss
crazy.
couch co-op as well, because like if you were doing badly, you could smack the person next to you. That was fun.
Oh man, that's bullying. Don't do that. That's
Nah,
bullying.
it's not bullying, man. It's
No,
character
now it's
building.
bullying. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, we had some real character back in the day, but now that is bullying and you're gonna go to jail.
Yeah, I remember being on my last like sliver of health playing Street Fighter 2, and he was coming in for the kill, and a swift punch to the bollocks would definitely give me an advantage.
Yes, yes, Paul. That is a great one. I haven't talked about it much, but it's on my wish list. Atom Fall. I've been keeping up with that. I'm gonna pull it up because I'm sure there's people in here right now. Do you know what Atom Fall is, Blue?
Yeah, we talked about it, didn't we? We covered it.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Oh, wait.
Oh God, here he goes again, man.
The
Mr.
autism
Professional.
strikes again, man. I can't help it.
Jesus. Yeah, I
Oh
did
my
a whole
God.
section on it. One of the what do you call it? One of the
Dang,
RawCasts.
yeah.
If you want to go back,
Actually, you're right. I think that was like when it was first truly being showcased.
this was the game where you had to adapt to your environment. Your environment was always changing, and you could use the environment to your advantage and all that kind of stuff. The weathers and stuff like that, if I remember.
It's very Fallout-esque. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'll pull it up though, just so people can kind of see what it is.
I'm just seeing Gears comment there. Warriors games will forever have couch co-op. The Warriors was that
Yeah,
game was sensational, man.
yeah.
I loved the single sort of campaign was great as well. But I loved the what do you call it? The gang fights. You can organize like custom gang fights, couldn't you? And it's a whole
Oh,
lot of AI, but you would control one cat, like the main character of the gang, and you'd be up against somebody else, and you could fight in the pool halls and all that using you attack using pool cues and using the environments and that. That was great fun. No, I'm away Gears on that. That was so much fun. Like also like co-op with another player as well, like playing the campaign. Great stuff.
right. This game looks really good. This is, oh my God, this is set for March, bro. I'm gonna be so broke. Oh my God. We
Oh, he's
got,
talking about a different Warriors game. Right.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what game he's talking about, but I
Atom
remember
Fall.
playing.
Atom Fall. It's set to release March 28th. Like, oh my God. the end of this year, early next year is just jam packed with games. I'm actually hyped for it. This is a good thing, honestly. I haven't been excited about gaming in a long time, you know. The industry's been in kind of a rough place. And the fact we got like smaller studios that are really making a name for themselves now, like Warhorse, I wouldn't even really consider them. I mean, they are a smaller studio, but they've come a heck of a long way after Kingdom Come Deliverance, and the same thing with the Stalker devs. Like Stalker is by no means a small game, but it's the last release was what, like going on 20 years ago?
Something like that. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Gears was talking about Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors. Ah, yeah, got you. I didn't play any of them, so no, not got a clue about that.
Oh, gotcha, yeah. The Warriors game were phenomenal though. Like the one
Yeah,
that you're
man. I
talking
mean,
about,
they
the
were
Rockstar Warriors game, phenomenal.
yeah for co-op and like versus mode as well. It was fantastic. Fight all the gang fights and stuff like that. Like I said, it was brilliant.
This a nuclear disaster has left an area of Britain in tatters. Adamfall, a new survival action game, will see you explore, scavenge, craft, barter, and fight your way through beautifully recreated scenery in search of answers. This thing looks awesome. I'm really excited about that. We've got Stalker 2 releasing literally just hours away from now. We've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in February. We've got Avowed also coming out just a few days after Kingdom Come Deliverance, and then Adamfall coming out the next month. Like these next several months are going to be extremely busy over here. Extremely busy.
Yeah, I'll be definitely. I bought Stalker 2 today, so I'll be. I think it's going to be available to play at 4 o'clock tomorrow my time. So yeah, 1600 for me. It's going to be ready to roll. So I'm gonna have an early dinner and get straight into that. I'll be smashing into Stalker 2. Hopefully it's optimized and all that sort of stuff. There's no bugs, but you expect a few hiccups here and there. But I just hope I
Yeah.
hope I get a good experience.
Yeah, for sure. The timing on it, man. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. It releases at 1 a.m. my time, and I have an appointment tomorrow morning. I'm gonna try to reschedule that. I'm gonna try when we get off this stream. I'm gonna call up there and see if I can potentially reschedule that. Um, yeah, bro. These next couple months are gonna be super packed, super busy over here for me. I'm gonna hope to get an actual video out, but we're gonna keep you guys up to date in these broadcasts, God willing. We'll be here doing one or two of these a week, hopefully. Um, of course, streaming everything. Show of hands, how many people in chat right now? Like, who's actually planning on playing Stalker? And are you guys excited for this? Like, are you guys excited for it as we are? I know there's a few of you at least that have been talking about it, ready for it. But let me know, like, are you guys truly interested in Stalker? Who's gonna be playing it? Who just wants to watch and who has no interest? It looks like I find an Easter egg in a Thai vehicle.
I think it's causing a lot of interest and amongst like so I've been like I was talking about the streamers that I watch that play Warzone and in Call of Duty. A lot of them have been talking about Stalker and they're going to be streaming it as well. So it's gathering a
Yeah,
lot of attention because you know, I think the Shadow of Chernobyl came out in 2007. I remember it that long ago, and they were talking about that and how good it was, and it'd be great to see like an updated version of it, a next gen version if you like. But
right.
I'm really hopeful for it. I think, but the worry is when those specs came out for what was required, i.e.,
Yeah,
CPU, GPU, made a lot of people worry because I think it's going to be proper, like it's going to be the next crisis, isn't it? It's going to be the next.
exactly.
Can your PC run Stalker 2?
That was the whole point of me making that video. Like, Gears and Paul in the chat right now talking about they don't think that their PCs are even going to be able to truly handle it. That was the point of me making that video. If you guys go check that video out right now and just look in the comment section, it's like a couple hundred people just getting on there bragging like, oh, I got a 4090, I got a 4090, I got a brand new top of the line Ryzen 4090, 14th gen Intel 4090. Like, congratulations, the 1% found this video, but I was referring to the other 99% that don't have all that craziness, you know? Like, those specs, I appreciate it for like taking advantage of Unreal Engine 5 and kind of pushing gaming forward because we haven't had a giant leap like Crisis since Crisis. You get what I'm saying? I think we had this conversation already, Blue.
Yeah.
the industry has not had a big leap forward like this in a long time. It's a good thing because it's gonna push like the gaming standards further. It's gonna push hardware standards. Like we're gonna be seeing an actual advancement in a lot more of the hardware. But at the same time, the people that are on, tighter budgets, the people that are on a little bit older systems, this is one of those games where not everyone's going to be able to actually enjoy it. Even if you are able to play it, if you start playing it, it looks like you rubbed Vaseline across your screen. It's not going to be the best experience if you are able
I
to
think
play with like super low resolution.
there have been some games, not to that extent, not to the jump, but if you want to play for the likes of Cyberpunk with everything on like Epic or whatever you call it,
Right.
with ray tracing on and all that sort of stuff, to get 60 FPS with all that is really difficult. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm not downplaying the jump from Crisis, but it's like Cyberpunk was if you wanted to play that full whack, like I'm talking 2160,
Right.
ray tracing, the works. You need a good rig, and it was like a hell of a test. But this, by the sounds of it, by the looks of it, Stalker, I don't know what it's going to be like with DLSS and all this sort of stuff. And I'm going to be tomorrow. I'm going to be trying to run it in 2160
Yeah.
on a 3090 Ti.
Well,
Right,
that
so
list that
I'm
was
going to
put
try.
out, bro, after I made that video, that is actually including DLSS. They said that that is with upscaling. It
Really,
requires a 4080 to run it
but
4K
what
with
is that going to be?
DLSS.
I know that's DLSS, but is that going to be quality? Is that going to be performance? Is that going to be,
Right,
ultra
well, yeah,
performance?
I
There's
got
there's
you.
all that to take into account, and then you can twiddle and tweak stuff like motion blur and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's going to be. I think it's probably been a bit exaggerated a little bit. I think it'll be fine. Fingers crossed, right? Come tomorrow and I can't run it, then you can come back and I'll be like, this is insane.
You're Mr. Lieber the Hermit. I will throw this up on screen so you can see it as well. Let me find this image. Actually, they got the official Steam's. No. Let me find this. Where's it at?
Yeah, there's what was it? There's 1080p, then there's 1440p and 2160. It's all like low, is it low, medium, high, and then epic or something like that. I'm pretty sure that was the categories of
There we go.
the specs required.
Here you go. For anybody that needs it, this is the spec list required for Stalker 2. Enhance that a little bit. Enhance. Enhance. There. You can see it for the most
Yeah.
part.
I just saw Bud's comment and he's saying I would not buy it on day one. I would give it some time for sure. I'm usually in that sort of category
Yeah.
as well. In that, but I'm just that excited to play it because I was a massive Stalker fan back in the day, 2007 playing Shadow of Chernobyl. But yeah, looking at those stats, I mean, look at the high settings. That's 1440p, 60 FPS, and you need an i7. I've just got brilliant. I've just got an advert come on, mate. Thanks for that. Nice one.
Hey, no, thank you for that half penny. Very much appreciated.
Yeah. So back there, I've just cancelled that advert. So but
Oh,
the crazy thing is the SSD, 160 gigabyte. But I understand why it's so big because a lot of
right.
these, a lot of the areas and stuff are handcrafted, aren't they? So you would understand the 160 gigabyte size. But at the same time, Jesus, look at the Epic settings.
Yeah.
I've got an i9, so I mean that's saying 4080. I wonder how a 3090 Ti will hold up. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'll be sure to let you all know tomorrow at some point how I fare. And I'm sure Raw, as soon as you get your hands on it, you'll be able to let us know as well.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, same typical stream time. I was thinking about completely jacking up my sleep schedule, but I'm already. You guys know, I've told you, we got a lot going on right now. I'm going to be extremely busy. And unfortunately, I'm only going to have like one day to really play this. I may be able to stream again Friday, my time. So like Thursday stateside. I've only got a day or two to play this. Then we're going out of town for a couple of days. Then I'm coming back for a couple of days, play again. Then we're going out of town again for a couple of days. And the timing of all this is terrible. I'm going to miss that huge first wave. But I'm going to be sure to be there day one. I'm just be a few hours late because again, this is releasing at 1 a.m. my time. Unfortunately.
AI Colonel makes a good point. He's saying give it a month and modders will have Stalker 2 running on Switch
I
Lite
think
at
a
7020.
month is a
But
little short, but yeah, very good point. It'll happen
but see,
eventually.
the thing is, that's another thing I'm looking forward to is like the modding community getting their hands on Stalker 2, because obviously when Stalker first came out there was no real mods and stuff like that.
Right.
And Shadow Children, I know there's stuff now like there's Gamma and all that and there's all this stuff, but it'd be good to see what they do with Stalker 2 and it having mod support, because I think the development team have said that they're keen on people actually doing
Yeah.
it, and they're leaving a space open to do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
you know what modders are like. They work wonders in terms of adjusting performance. Like look what they did with Starfield that was a mess when it first came out, but then
Right. Right.
people uploaded mods allowing you to access DLSS and stuff like that. I mean that's mental, isn't it? That's insane, to be honest. Where the
It
fact
is.
that
It is.
Bethesda launched Starfield without DLSS support. I mean that is definitely insane. Jesus, is there X-ray vision in Starfield? There is, isn't there? Yeah, I think there is.
I believe
Jesus,
so, yeah.
that game's just backward. Another one. Get it in the bin.
I think we saw such big gaps between requirements for graphics. Yeah, man, that's what we're saying. Like, this game's gonna be no slug. It's really Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 is no joke. Like, modern hardware is about to be pushed to its limits, and we're about to see the first, like, big leap in hardware that we've seen in a long time as well. I know most of you aren't really huge into the whole tech side of everything, but the 50 series of graphics cards that's about to come out is another big leap, and we're seeing some major advancements right now all the way around on software and hardware side of everything. Like you were saying with your system, Blue, like you have the 3090 Ti, I've got the 3080. I'm gonna be okay for running 1440p, but it's crazy, man. Like they're by no means like slouch cards, you know. Like most games, I'm pumping out max settings, ray tracing, all that stuff enabled, and being able to stream it no issue. But this one is like, okay, I'm gonna run it high, but because I'm gonna be streaming and recording, I'm probably gonna have to adjust a couple settings. Probably no ray tracing while we're streaming, you know, like have to tone it
I'm
down a
kind of
little bit.
I'm kind of hoping. So I've got like you said, I've got my 3090 Ti, but I've got an i9.
Right, right.
So I'm hoping what I've read as well that it is quite CPU heavy. It's like CPU dependent. So
Yeah.
hopefully that'll push it through as well. That
My
the
CPU,
combination of
yeah. I'm there
so
with
yeah.
you. You've got an i9, I've got a Ryzen 9 5900X running at 5 gigahertz, like, and liquid
Yeah,
cooled, and the CPU's gonna be fine.
yeah. See, my CPU will be all right. It's just hopefully my graphics card and the CPU combined and ensure me to get 60 FPS and 2160. That's what I'm gunning for. I'm not hopeful, but I'm gunning for it.
Gotcha. First Stalker games on Switch, I haven't played them in years. Yeah, I've played a little bit of the original Stalkers. Like I played a couple hours of like each game. I've never actually beaten one. I just got into them like within the past, I don't know, like 6 or so months. I played some of Stalker Gamma too. Gamma was pretty fun. A bit of a different experience. A bit of a hardcore experience.
Yeah, I'm just
Um,
looking forward to it. Again, I mean, this is definitely going to be a challenge. This game, hopefully doesn't have X-ray vision, but yeah,
right.
there's no, but I don't think it. Well, I think there'll be some elements of it. You'll probably be able to gain, because the abilities you gain from the anomalies and stuff like that. Um, yeah, you'll be able to do some crazy stuff, but what I just like the fact that it's going to be a challenging game. You know what I mean? You're going to be looking at watching your back all the time. You're going to be constantly having to feed yourself and watch out for radiation and all that sort of stuff. So you're constantly be on your toes. And what's cool is this is something I heard about as well. So that when it comes to the AI in Shadow of Chernobyl, the very first one was really good. It was quite groundbreaking at the time. But this one apparently, right? So if you leave a settlement or a certain faction, okay, and you go out and start doing missions and stuff like that, you can come back to that settlement or faction, and the leader could be killed, or main characters could be killed, or something like that, or members of that faction could be killed from attacks from other factions. So it completely changes the dynamic. Do you know what I mean? You can play that's never been seen before, really. I don't think I've seen that in a game like Fallout. You kind of go back and it's on rails. There's a story that something like that happens, but this is more like procedural. This is not procedurally generated, but the AI and stuff like that operate at large. So if a faction goes and attacks another faction, you could be out going doing a mission, and you come back, and the settlement that you wanted to go back and for instance, go to a trade or whatever, it could be devastated and it's not there anymore. And that fascinates me. I love that stuff.
That's
that sort
incredible.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. Those kind of experiences where, oh yeah, I'm coming back to my safe haven. Oh no, it's not such a safe haven now. It's been attacked by mutants, or other stalkers are in, or you go back and there's a pitched battle and you just don't know what's going on. I love that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, yeah,
Bloody
really
was
looking forward
talking
to
about
that.
Chernobyl. Like, I got that when it was still in early access, bro. I got that like several years ago at this point. I supported Chernobyl when they were still like I don't know, like I said, early access days, like Kickstarter or whatever type stuff. Um, that's a fun game. It's comparable to Stalker, but it's not quite Stalker. It's definitely heavily inspired by Stalker. The one thing with that it kind of put me off of it was the whole like base building was a complete grind, and it would teleport you between your base, and then you'd be in a small open world section, and then you'd have to teleport back to your base, and then you teleport back to the small open world section to grind up a little bit more resources, and then that whole back and forth thing I wasn't really too fond of. It's not a bad game though. If you guys want to check out something that's kind of Stalker-esque, Chernobylite is a decent time. What's happening? Steady rolling. Good to see you in here, man. Unfortunately, you catching us right near the end, but hopefully you go back and rewatch this. It was a great little RawCast today. Great turnout.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in here today. I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys. Again, shout out to you guys. Shout out to the viewers, to the channel supporters, the channel members. We got Mr. Paul Denis, channel member in here. Mr. Innervoid, channel member. You guys are both, what, 2-month members at this point? That is crazy. Time is flying. Absolutely mental. Longtime viewers, Mr. Bud, Mr. AI in the building, Gears fan, Sentinel. We got, where's the rest of the chat? Lieber the Hermit, waiting on that, waiting on the Home Alone mods from him.
Yeah.
Mr.
We want to see bricks. Stuck brick, kid.
For real. For real. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. We are likely going to be hopping on Fallout New Vegas here in a minute. Blue, do you have anything you need to cover? Anything you want to add to this before we head out?
Nah, man. I think we've covered pretty much everything. If anybody wants me to keep, if we want to, I want to see public opinion. So if you want to hear me ranting for a little section on every podcast, then yeah, we might make that a permanent fixture, because it seemed to go down quite well. A lot of people were enjoying me moaning. So yeah, we might try and include that in there. It's not quite Blue's Clues, but yeah, we call it what we call it, Rage Quit Game Over. That's what we're calling it. Game over, man. Yep. But yeah, no, thanks for everyone tuning in, stuff like that. We've got 16 viewers watching at the minute, so that's probably the highest we've ever had. I'm at a guess, I think, for the RawCast.
So, but during the live stream,
yeah, during the live stream. So yeah, no, thanks very much for tuning in and listening to us ramble on and talk nonsense. It's been insane, but yeah, no, thanks very much. Leave a comment. Like the stream, all the good stuff. Join the Discord if you're lurking or whatever. And thanks very much for tuning in. And this one's for Paul Denise. Yeah.
he's been itching to do that. I could feel it. Yeah. Potentially New Vegas zombies. We're gonna be doing something in New Vegas. I'm just kind of in a New Vegas mood right now. If you guys are interested in that, definitely stick around. I will be live. Probably take a 15-20 minute intermission after this, so I can grab a quick bite to eat, something to drink, and then we'll be back streaming some New Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the RawCast. If you enjoyed this, please consider hitting that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share the stream. Get us some additional exposure. We're trying to get to 1.5K by the end of March. Can't do it without you. Support Blue with that donation button down below. Don't forget about Super Chats. I love you guys. We'll see you shortly. And with that, we out of here.
Say no to X-ray vision.
Say no to X-ray vision.
Insane.
Live in stereo.